So here we are, viewers. This is a slightly shambolic shuffle around the Coventry Transport Museum. We've arrived in the sort of mid-70s period here because there was an entire part where I walked through most of the museum with virtually no pauses. So this is part two. You'll probably be seeing this quite a lot after the footage of the NEC Practical Classics Classic Car Restoration show that I've booked to attend, although this has been recorded the previous day, so it is a bit confusing, but that's just the way that it has to be, unfortunately. So here we are in the 1970s selection, full of cars built in the period and people shouting at me from picket lines, it seems. 1972 Hillman Avenger in this rather nice colour, and as it says, Avenger went on sale in 1970 and was the last car to be developed virtually independently by the Roots Group. Chrysler did have a controlling interest to some extent in the Roots Group before 1970. I think from 64 onwards they gradually increased their stake in it. 1972 Daimler Sovereign XJ6 Saloon. Well, shouldn't really call it an XJ6, but it just helps for the sake of clarification, I'm sure. Yeah, very long-lived design. The Series 2 and Series 3 versions of this were essentially just kind of facelifts, although the Series 3 was quite an extensive remodelling of the roof and the door handles and things, but this is the original shape. I really like Daimler's, viewers. I'm very fond of those. Indeed, on this channel. No base level interior, unfortunately, but we can dream, can't we? And wow, a Triumph Acclaim. And it's got a beige interior as well. It's a late one, it's on an A plate. Let's just see if this is the really fancy one with you at the windows and mirrors. No, it's not. It's not the CD version, which is my favourite. But never mind, viewers. It'll do, won't it? It's nice enough. They're quite rare, these. So it's an 83, so it's a relatively late one. So was the Honda Ballard, although the Ballard wasn't sold with its badge engineered counterpart until the next generation, but was the Rover 200. 1988 Peugeot 405 SRI Saloon, so it's quite an early one because I think they were released 87, I think, with 405s. They're very rare cars now. And that's the one from the sugarcane field. Yes, indeed it is. Peugeot 306 Saloon. That's not a saloon. That is not a saloon. And I think they were introduced in 1993. Justin, who has lots of Peugeots and some of you see on the channel, would actually be able to tell me. But this is quite a high spec one anyway, because it's got the headlight washers. What did they call the top of the range 306 when it was launched? Oh, I forget. But that looks very nice. I'm afraid we can't listen to the workers talk about their lives because we don't have a card to put in the slot, because I think people have taken those. Peugeot 206 is the last car made at Brighton Dunsmore, I think, in that factory. I think they made some 406s, but certainly the 206 was the last one to be made up there. This is a very early one. Peugeot fleet or press plates, KV registration. Why do I keep calling it a saloon? It's not a saloon. It's not. Please don't make me annoyed. Anyway, I shall calm down now. Very late 406, and again, it's not a 1996. It's a 1994-5 plate. Oh, I'm getting really bad nerd rage now, viewers. I'm going to have to go and calm down somewhere. This is a facelifted 405. It's got the airbags in it, so it's a very late one. Very interesting. Ooh, it's the XU engine. This is the one that was kind of used in things like the BX, the 205. We can't talk about that one, unfortunately, viewers, that common engine, because we don't talk about diesels on this channel. Ooh, it's a very late Hillman. Now, these weren't actually made in Coventry, although by then Hillman and other Roots cars were made in this area, but it was made at Linwood in Scotland. because the Scottish government decided to give them an incentive to make them there. Very late one, 76 was the last year of production for these. Not nearly as successful as they'd hoped, and the Linwood plant, after making things like the Hillman Avenger, it closed in 81. This is a very successful car, actually. It's not a Hillman Hunter, it's Paycon. I think Paycon's spelt with 2 A's, not 3, but I don't know. They're from Iran, so I think there are multiple correct pronunciation spellings for it using the English alphabet. But yeah, it was based on the 60s Hillman Hunter. This is more based on the 70s one because of the front end. But yeah, they made these until about 2005. Not so much for Saloon, they were discontinued a bit earlier, but the pickups I think lasted about 2005. They did change the engines and things like that though later on. That'll probably have a 1725 unit in it though. 1986 Jaguar. No, sorry. I do apologise, viewers. I do get things wrong with these Shambolic Shuffles, unfortunately. It's a 1986 Daimler XJ40 Saloon, although it should be called like a Sovereign or something like that. It says Daimler Saloon, okay. What do I know? Not quite a beige leather interior. This must be quite an early one, this left-hand drive. But, you know, there we go. Yes, very early one on a D. Peugeot 206 SW. This is the last 206 built at Brighton on Dunsmore. Wow, I mean, I'm not a massive fan, I must say, of this particular car, but, you know, sort of seeing the last one that was actually made is amazing. It's just a shame, really. So, you know, 207 onwards, not made over here anymore. And these are now extinct as well. This is, just get this right, it's a London Taxi Company TX4. These aren't made anymore though, they've been replaced by the, I think it's called the TX. But I remember going around these in London and things. Ooh, we've got other stuff up here as well. Ooh, is that is that a Comma walkthrough? I think it's based on a Comma walkthrough. It's 63, so yeah, on an A plate. Look at the side doors, absolutely enormous, and it's a mobile instrument. I've got to stand back so I don't actually sort of you know, trip over things, which I have done on the channel before, viewers. Very late Triumph 2500 TC on an S. Again, Birmingham registration for this police car. Production finished in 77, so it's a very, very late one. Very late indeed. Ooh. Yes, these Daimlers. This has been made under Jaguar control in 65, but they made these until I think it was 1968 when Leyland was formed. But there we go, it's a hearse from Startons of Birmingham. Again, Coventry registration, of course, RW. 2031 Singer van. City of Coventry Industrial Museum. Interesting. What's that thing at the back? And a very, very late. I think they call it the Morris O type or 600 weight van. But yeah, it's a very late one. This is a 72. I think these were made at Adderley Park towards the end. I forget, viewers. But yeah, very, very late, one of these. Doesn't have rubber wings on it anymore, but the earlier ones did. 2008 Modec van. Electric van built in Coventry, but went out of business in 2011 following a decline in sales. That is a shame because, you know, we could do with really a few more electric delivery vehicles. There's some good stuff in here, isn't there? Look at this, a standard Atlas van. That's fantastic. I don't think I've ever seen one of these. I don't know what year that is. Where's the handy information plaque for these? Traffic lights and old roadwork signs. There is no information plaque for it. Interesting. Well, I was wrong about this standard Atlas view. It's a 59. There is an information plaque here. And this is a very old Eccles caravan from 38. It's not actually a Rolls Royce, this Carrier. Carrier was another make from the Roots Group, Comma and Carrier and all kinds of things. That's a Carrier ambulance from 59. That's still got a fire tender, I think. It's maybe sure I don't fall over all this stuff on the ground. It's obviously best if I don't, though I'm sure it'd be amusing for some of you if I did. 1952 Carrier fire engine. It's used at the factory in Anstey. Yeah, that's on the outskirts of Coventry. 1939 Austin K2 fire engine. It's used in the Blitz and then used by Jaguar Daimler too. Ooh. 1968 Elvis Stalwart. Amphibious vehicle. That does look very interesting, viewers. What's this enormous thing here? It's another Maudsley. I've never heard of that make before today, but here it is. It's a huge lorry thing. What year is this? It's carrying a tractor on top of it. That Ferguson looks absolutely tiny. 1956 Ferguson T20. Ferguson's Banner Lane factory in Coventry, of course. Restored by the apprentices of the City Engineers Department. And yes, Museum of British Road Transport, Coventry. It's the old name for the Coventry Transport Museum. It's a 54. Humber Pig? Humber Pig, wow. It was in use during the Troubles in Northern Ireland. This one was with the Royal Ulster Constabulary. Yeah, this is a Daimler Ferret Scout car, there we go. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before though. It's very small, it's much smaller than I thought. 1944 Dingo Scout car. Interesting. And we got more stuff. Massey Ferguson's. 61 Massey Ferguson 65. 2002 Massey Ferguson. It's the last Massey Ferguson made at Banner Lane in Coventry. I expect, that would do well on something like Clarkson's farm. Another tractor here from Massey Ferguson. Coventry plate, of course. Another Maudsley. I just never heard of it. Come to the museum just so you can learn about Maudsley and all the commercial vehicles that they were making. Very old Maudsley, this one. Really old. Wow. It's got solid tyres on it. Look at that. Solid tyres, but not even pneumatic. So how old is this one? It must be really old. 1916. So it was serviced in the First World War. It's called a Subsidy A, whatever that means. And there's that radiator with all these little bits on it that they used to have. It's a Daimler bus, 1953 Daimler double deck. There's a similar one to this actually at the Black Country Living Museum that went round last month. It's actually on the channel. Ooh, the Coventry Bond Society sponsors this coach. 1973 Daimler Fleet Line. Yes, I don't think I've ever actually been on a Fleet Line, but I have seen these around before. Again, you can't have a wavy grille so much, you have to have it like that. Sadly, despite the fact that this bus carried some winners of the FA Youth Cup in 1987, Daimler don't make buses anymore. Right, on to the next section. We're being educated and informed with every step. I know some of you are probably into model cars, and there's a lot of model cars here, and this, wow, this is from the 1980s and things like that. So if I press this button, I can light up various sections. So, supermarket, just there. Ooh, and it makes crackling noises that are weird. How about motorsports? Oh no, you can't have more than one at once. That's a shame. Never mind. Someone spent a long time making that. It's like model railways. Ooh. Rolls-Royce Camargue. Controversial car. Citroen XM. Look at all this. And I could even press my own penny into a souvenir design for £1. Maybe I won't do that. Is that Brum? Yes, it's him. Of course it is, although he's at the Cotswold Motor Museum. More and more cars. Models and models and matchbox models and all kinds of models. What have we got up here? Bicycles. Salvo quadricycle from 1881. What's this thing here? 1897 Daimler. It's one of the early British Daimlers. 1897 Daimler wagonette. You could bring all your friends along as well. More motorcycles and quadricycles and tricycles and all kinds of things. And what engines do we have down here? The Coventry Climax engine. They made the engine wanted to film an imp. It's a Getrag 5-speed manual gearbox. It's used in the XJS and the XJ40. Mr. Coleman's a very big fan of Getrag gearboxes, and having used some of them myself, I do agree they're very, very good. Jaguar Xk150 2.9, that's the one that went into the XJ40. It's like sort of half a V12. 1910 Maudsley 32 horsepower Tourer. It's a big old car, isn't it? Oh, we got more tasty stuff here. That's a Model T though. What's that doing here? It's the most influential car 20th century. Well, it might well be. It's very unrestored as well. It's a relatively late one. 1960. I suppose it is a saloon, but it'd be called a Morris Mini Minor. Why do I keep getting annoyed about information plaques, viewers? I really must calm down. Ooh, 1987 City Wheels electric car. Wow, you could use a credit card to pay for the hire of a terminal. You could nip around in that, like people do around Coventry again, in the Citroen Ami 1. 1976 Triumph Tr7. I mean, these were made in Coventry as well. Very early one, this one. I think this would have been one of the early ones for the UK market. Sinclair C5, of course. I think these are built in Wales or something, if I remember. Yeah, 206 WRC, that's pretty good. That's a replica of what they used to look like for the World Rally Championship. Ooh, a Hillman Aero Mix. Isn't that beautiful, viewers? Isn't that a really attractive car for the mid-30s? That's just 35. Sort of a Chrysler Airflow influence, maybe. It's very nice. 1957 Jaguar Xk150. I do like that, viewers. Mr. Coleman did take me to Browns Lane, actually, where this car would have been built, although the factory's not quite the same as it once was. 1952 Ferguson R4 prototype. So we built a whole car to sort of demonstrate the four-wheel drive system that later went into things like the Jensen FF. Brilliant. Oh, this is one of these things that... Does it go around Heathrow Airport, this sort of thing? Maybe I'll have a go in one of those one day. What's this prototype here? Let's go around the other side and take a look at that. Baltic Orbiter Tasco concept car, built by MGA Developments in Coventry. So it's from Eric Bitter, yeah. Haven't seen a Bitter for a while. Last time was actually at the Retro Rides Weekender last May. It'll be in Austin with a wavy grille, 65. Oh, it's an electric Countryman Mini. Well, it's remarkable, viewers. It's just a 64. Why do people keep getting the dates wrong? I'm going to bash my head against a wall at some point if this keeps on happening, because I don't like it, viewers. I'm sorry. I do apologise. Wow. You see the batteries in this had to take up a lot of space to sacrifice some of that boot area. What is this? What car is this? Oh, it's I think a Range Rover Evoque, isn't it? I think it's all aluminium. That music in the background is not a favourite, I'm afraid. Oh, fantastic, viewers. That's more like it. That's the sort of thing that you need to sit on. We do like that, viewers. We like it very, very much. Oh, the Jaguar Heritage Trust is here, with all kinds of tasty treats. Just take a pause while I just readjust the camera slightly. And there he is, Sir William Lyons. Swallow Sidecars, SS. That's where they started. And we've got fancy information screens here too. Brilliant. 1928 Swallow Sidecar. There's a portrait of him. 1931 Austin 7 Swallow. This is a typical thing that you want to associate, I think, with the Swallow company. 1935 SS Airline. Oh, it's a lovely looking car. Absolutely beautiful. Someone's tinted the windows in it as well. It makes it look even better. 1937 SS Jaguar 2.5 litre. I mean, this is a nice looking car, but I prefer that one. Coventry plates, of course, like this one. Xk150. 1949 Jaguar Mark V. You can see it's still sort of pre-war influenced. 1956 Jaguar Mark 7M. I wonder if the chassis of these is sort of similar. It probably is. And back in the 1950s, they did like black cars. 1958 Jaguar Xk150 fixed head coupe. Very nice. Ooh, this is an early series. No, it's not a series 1, it's series 2. What was it, 1.5? I think it's probably a 1.5. Answer in the comment section below. And then we've got, this is a Jaguar 240 with the simpler bumpers from 69. It's a very, very late one. It was the thing made after the Mark II, when they were trying to sort of just get a few more years out of the rather dated design by that stage. 1963 Jaguar Mark X. That's very nice. Oh, it's a beautiful colour. That's a lovely colour, viewers. Series 1 XJ6, 1971. So probably again on a Coventry plate, although it says Fab 1 on there, so it's not the Fab 1 I know. Oh, yes, I've seen this car actually before. That's a press plate from British Leyland at the time. So I think 76, 77 plate. It's, yeah, 77 Jubilee Special. It's very nice. We do like this sort of shape of XJS because it was used in both New Avengers and Return of the Saint. 1996 XK8 4 litre. That's an early one with a beige leather interior, of course. We do like that. And then S-Type, or the second S-Type. This will be quite an early one, I think. Maybe, I think it was 99 these came out. And then we've got, is this the thing from Spectre? Yeah, a CX-675 concept. This is the concept car that then they used the design of it for the car in Spectre. But I can't remember his name. The henchman, Mr. Jinx. I can't remember his name. It's something like that. Dave Bautista played him. And then we've got an F-Type here. I don't know what year that is. I Unfortunately, the problem with having fancy screens is sometimes they do not work. Oh, viewers, we got some tasty stuff in here. Never Lee Francis. What year is this? 1928. Hyper. It's not the usual sort of hypercar that we see it shows, is it, viewers? Jaguar F1 car, between 2002 and 2004. Much earlier F1 car, BRM, 1970. I don't know why we've got seagulls in here. 1929, Lee Francis Hyper, so another one of these. More local plates, VC, Coventry plate. Sunbeam top at 90. More Coventry plates, WK. Yeah, 54 Sunbeam Mark 3. I thought we could call the Sunbeam top at 90, viewers, but I might be wrong. Lotus Sunbeam rally car. This is an earlier one because it's got the recessed headlamps, which I think came off a Hillman Avenger, as far as I remember. Yeah, it's a 79, so it would be. It's a pre-facelift. I haven't put. Oh no, it's not got the Pentastar on it. It just says Talbot. Interesting. So definitely after the Peugeot takeover. Ooh, Lotus 911 2.2 engine. Is that similar to the one that was fitted to Jensen Healy? I don't know. Anyway, the Land Speed Record exhibition. Let's go and take a look down there, shall we? So we're on the way to Land Speed Record cars, and these are cars which came before. This is it, isn't it? It's like the Relton Mobile Special, Spirit of America, Donald Campbell's Bluebird. Wow. Yes, a lady speed record, I think. Does she still hold that? Art Arthur's Green Monster, more Spirited America, Blue Flame 1970, and for us too, Richard Noble 83. Here it is. I've seen some Land Speed record cars before, viewers, at Bewley, and I actually did do a couple of Shambolic Shuffles at Bewley in 2019 and 2020. They're on the playlist if you want to see them, but look at the size of this thing. 633 miles per hour. And I've got a book on this car which I used to read when I was younger, and I've never seen it in real life unless it was at Bewley when I was much younger, but it's obviously over here now, and this is amazing. Absolutely and utterly amazing. We do like that, viewers. We like it a lot. Wouldn't want to drive that though, that would be a bit scary. Thrust SSC, I think Andy Green was the gentleman who drove this. But 97, I think, this held the record. Yeah, Thrust SSC. Mach 1.03. The size of this thing is totally mad. Wow. Ooh, a Bloodhound LSR. Oh, they almost took the record. Achieved a maximum speed of 628 miles an hour in 2019. Product has since stalled due to lack of funding. To save ongoing costs, the product has given up its current premises and now needs a place to store the car while continuing to search for funding. As a mutually beneficial arrangement, the Transport Museum has agreed to temporarily exhibit a car which will both raise visitor numbers and raise awareness of the product to potential sponsors and funding partners. Well, if any of you out there have a little bit of money to help this achieve a Land Speed record, then here it is. You can have a look. What on earth? When the Frost SSC project began, the front wheel steering could not be used, so it's his brother-in-law and a test bed to show that didn't need to have front wheel steering. And there's the rear wheel steering. Definitely a 60s Mini. That would if it's that grille, it should be in Austin though. Why do I keep getting annoyed about these things, viewers? I really should just calm down, shouldn't I? Anyway, I think we will go this way, and looks like we're almost at the end, viewers, which is a bit sad. So it just remains to say thank you so much indeed for watching the second part of the Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the Coventry Transport Museum. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and if you wish to become a channel member, that would be wonderful. And you can support the channel on a monthly basis, but please don't feel any obligation to do so. Thank you.